I'm definitely voting no. I grew up in these areas where basically got people are doing it tough and they're white, people are doing it tough and they're black, people are getting ahead in both areas. And I just don't like the idea that in 2023 we'd reintroduce a racial clause. So we have to ask that really horrible question: what race are you? I just find it. We live in this area, and that's why in regional areas it's a lot stronger no vote. It's a discussion you mightn't have to have in North Sydney, but we're all the time trying to keep people together, and this has been a really divisive debacle, to be quite frank. Should never have happened. I think the outcome's going to be a strong no, and I don't think the outcome's in question as the margin. Either way, this shouldn't have happened. The Prime Minister should have been smart enough to realise that this was going to hit the deck. And I used exactly those terms quite some time ago. He should have pulled it up, had a proper constitutional convention, come up with a question that everybody could have, basically say, yeah, that's got a real good chance of getting through. But he didn't. Hubris. He thought, it's so popular and it's going to race through. And of course, he was saying that before people had sort of read it. And he said that before people said, well, where's the rest of the information on this, like the legislation? The most important day for Australia is tomorrow. We've got to try and get the show back together again. We've got to park this and park it in history and move on and do things in a better way, which we're always trying to do. But as I've said, in areas, you look after people in the circumstances they are in, not based on the colour of their skin. So if people are doing it tough in, a village like where I am here, you look after the whole village. You don't look after a section of it. If they're doing it tough in Alice Springs, you look after the whole of Alice Springs. You don't look after a section of it. You look at where your successes are, such as the Indigenous workforce in the Outback Way, or how we've got so many Aboriginal people now in Parliament, more than a greater proportion than they are as a proportion of the population. Look at your successes and build on them. Understand that people ultimately want to be master of their own ship, and so let more people get into business in the housing industry, where I've done a lot of work with Aboriginal housing companies. These are the sort of things that work, and these are the sort of things we've got to build on. But creating a new sort of unelected, selected body based on your colour of skin in Canberra with oversight basically over everything the government does, that was never going to fly.